Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of EverQuest 2. And for those of you who watched the last episode, you know exactly what we're doing on this one. It's a little different. I am AC Gamer, and I am here with...
Beelzebub Gamer, what's up, guys?
And we are going to show you a little bit of your claim rewards. Now, if you go down the bottom left corner, you can click the EQ button and go down to claim rewards right here in the bar. If you click it, you will see the very first tab is all items. If you go to each individual tab, it will tell you what you get for like Deserts of Flames, the expansion pack. If you bought it back in the day, you got a pet monkey collar. If you went to Destiny of Alicia's, you got these two items. So we're going to show you all the items one at a time. Now, if you want to see these beginning ones, you'll have to go back to the very first episode. Basically, we stopped on these Goblin Game Token. They're tickets. They're very, very cool. You have 15 on the first one and 3 on the second one. I don't remember what you got these for. It was one of the expansions or for playing the game for a certain amount of time. That's where they've all come from. So we're going to go ahead and start showing you a few of the other ones that we have here. Now, the first one we're going to show you right here, and I'll link it down here in the bar so that Beelzebub can show his viewers what it is. Did you get that?
Mysterious egg.
So you can't actually see this in your outfit window, your viewing window, but the mysterious egg can be taken, put inside your house. There's a special pedestal that you put it on. It eventually hatches and creates a little bird of Avok eye that kind of walks around, if I remember right. Something good. Maybe actually it's the plant one. This one might spawn the plant, but you do have to hatch it. It does take. It offers you the quest and it will tell you what you need to do. It's actually pretty easy. It just takes a little bit of time. I highly suggest you do it. Now, this you get 1 per character, which means you can have as many characters as you want, each with one of these things. Whether you delete it or come back and create another one, you can get as many of it as you want. Now, this Legends painting that I'm about to link right here, you only have 1 of these on your account, so be very careful which one you give that to. We're gonna go
now
ahead.
About that egg, you know what that looks like to me?
What?
It looks like an egg, only more mysterious.
Okay. It looks like a little wafer thin little thing that's been stuck out in the sun because it's cracking all over the place. But
all right, here's a legend painting. That's not a painting. That's a book.
But it can be looked at. You can go into your house when you put it down. You can right click on it. I think you can even read this. So it's kind of cool. It doesn't add any status reductions. It's just there for looks. I think it's kind of cool. It's unique. It's kind of big and it's gold, so it does give you that little sense that you are kind of special, and there's not very many people who have it because you're special.
Books are awesome. Books are awesome. Read, guys. Reading is fundamental.
Right.
Knowledge is power.
So the next one is the Legends of Norath Kunark reward. So if you were playing the game when Kunark came out and you bought the expansions, you get this reward right here. Now, Frozen Fingers is the very first one. I'll let Beelzebub read that to you guys.
Alright, Frozen Fingers, they're lore, no trade, no value. Charges are unlimited. It goes in your charm slot. Applies Frozen Fingers when activated. Covers user's hand in illusory ice. And let's see if we can control
No, you can't click on that one, but basically what that does is create kind of like a foggy mist of like a icy look over your hands. Almost like your hands are covered in this illusion of just this really cool ice. So almost like you're Mr. Freeze, everything you touch is going to freeze with you. It doesn't actually freeze anything, but it just has that cool look. So again, if you're going for that, there's armor out there over in the Codain that you can get that has like that icy illusion to it. You can get this, put that on there, and it gives you that just that extra little something that most classes or most people will not have access to unless they played back in the day. Unfortunately, unless you go out and buy the expansions, I don't think you get this for buying a brand new copy. I may be wrong on that one, but I don't think you do. Now, the second thing is the Legends of Norath Oathbound Booster Pack. Now, in this game, if you go down to the bottom left corner of your screen, you'll see a little bar that says Legends of Norath. This is a card game that was developed by Sony with the universe of EverQuest in mind. It's a completely different game than EverQuest, but you can play it, and you can only play it through EverQuest as far as I know. I don't think you can download this by itself. You have to load into EverQuest, come in here and click on this. It allows you to warp over to another place. I'll do a whole tutorial version on that game because it is somewhat complicated and it takes a little while to get into. But if you're into card games, I highly suggest you check it out. It's very in-depth, it's very cool, and it's been around for a long time. Now, with that said, this gives you a booster pack. This activate this item to claim booster packs from your Legends of Norrath card game. The cool thing about this game is you can get these booster packs, you can get cards that you will use in that game while you're playing on your character, which is pretty cool. And it's account wide, so if you use it on your warrior, use it on your druid, you use it on your shaman, they will all go to the same account, and you can just go into your Legends of Norrath card game and play from there. So very, very cool. Again, I can't really show you that unless I go into Legends of Norrath, and that will load me into a whole new thing, and I'm not going to do that right now. I'll do that at a later date. So for those of you who want to see that, we'll definitely get to that. So let's see. We got the Living Legacy. Let me examine that and drag that down. And I'll let our friend read that.
Okay, Living Legacy promotional items. No trade, no value. Contains Potion of the Prodigal, Pouch of the Prodigal, a Magic Makeover Mirror, and a Norrathian Tourism Voucher. So let's try and inspect these guys and know.
So you can't expect any of those, but for the potion, you get 110% experience gain for trade skills, AA, and combat, which is pretty nice. And only one charge a piece, but you get 6 of them. You also get the pouch.
Oh, that's very nice.
Which is no trade, no value. It doesn't do anything special, but it's a free pouch to start the game off with.
12 slots.
And you only have 1 per account, so again, make sure you only give this to whoever really needs it. The Magic Makeover Mirror gives the owner of the mirror a complete makeover of their choice. So if you picked a character, maybe you rushed through it, maybe you picked a face, hair, earrings, whatever the case may be, and then later on down the road, you were like, you know what, I didn't really like that. I wish I could change that. This mirror will let you do that. You can have 3 charges. You have 3 mirrors, 1 charge on each, so you can use it 3 times. Make sure if you use this, you give it to the character again who needs it, because there's only 1 per account. So it's kind of nice, but again, you want to make sure that you're very careful with it. The last one, this effect cannot be cast during combat. Applies teleport when activated. A Norrathian Tourist Voucher. I think this one just teleports you somewhere in Norrath of your choice. I'm not quite sure on that. Never used it. Never really needed to. There's tons of ways to get around in this game that are really quick and easy, and you don't really need this. So I've never really accepted that. You have the Pack of Wayward, which is heirloom, no value, and you get 4 potions with this. You get the Potion of Trade Skill. Trade skill experience goes up by 100%, AA experience and combat experience goes up by 100% for 2 hours, and you have 1 charge per. You also have the Potion of Advancement, again 100% on all your trade skill, AAs, and combat. Actually, I don't think I did. Sorry, guys. I do apologize. You also have Potion of Adventuring, again 100% experience on all of that. There's actually no difference between any of these potions, it seems, other than the Potion of Fleetness. Now that applies increased ground mount speed of caster by 20% and increases speed of caster by 20%. So that's kind of cool. But again, it only lasts for 4 hours, only has 1 charge, and again, only 1 per count. So be very careful with that. Let's go ahead and look at the next one, and I'll go ahead and put that down below. This is the Pouch of the Well Traveler. Lore, no trade, no value. It says that it's just 12 slots. I believe that it may have some weight reduction, but it doesn't say that. Don't hold me to that one to be sure, but 12 slots is kind of nice to start the game off with, unless of course you're tweaked, and then you could buy those crates that have, what was yours, like 48 or 58? What are they at right now?
I think it was 48 slots in the crate. Very nice.
And those are
my Necromancer Sithinos guys, who I will be showing you later.
And those are your trade skill player-made chest or crates. They weigh a little bit more than backpacks, but they hold so much more space that unless you're a class that just doesn't have very much strength, that's the way to go. So these backpacks really have been kind of replaced. They're not as useful as they used to be, but it's still something free that you can get. Only 1 again per account, so that's kind of a drawback. Let me go ahead and drag this down and show you guys the next one. Let our friend read that to you guys.
Companion of Praxis. Summons a Companion of Praxis. The charge is unlimited, guys. Applies Summon Companion of Praxis when activated, calls forth a Cephalophod companion to swim by your shoulder. Now, can we look at this?
No, you can't. But
That sounds cool.
basically what this is, to give you an idea of what it looks like, think of a snake with wings that go all the way back its body, and it's just swimming next to your shoulder. Now, when we get to, there's actually creatures like this in the game that we will fight. When we get to them, I'll point them out. For now, it's basically just a little snake floating next to your shoulder. It's kind of cool, but it doesn't do anything. It's just there for looks. And I believe you can only have a certain number of pets activated at any one time, and there's a lot of pets in this game. So you can get a little pirate's pet, a little bird to float next to you. You can get the ones that we have, the little chocobo ones. There's a lot of different things you can get. Now, the next one we're going to be talking about is this I'll let you read that off to them.
Necromantic. It's a Necromantic Construct. Charges are unlimited. Casting 3 seconds, guys. It fits in your charm slot. Applies Necromantic Construct when activated. Shape changes the user into a Necromantic Construct and provides a shield which damages any melee attackers. Very cool. Very cool. I believe that that Anya should have this already. But AC Gamer's given us reasons for not wanting to use his claim rewards, and we are okay with that. But guys, check that out.
Again, it's only one per account, and that's kind of why I didn't put it on this character, because I'm not quite sure. Plus, it's kind of a little cheat that Crusher doesn't have, so again, I would be kind of bypassing a lot of the game, and I don't want to do that. Plus, you guys are watching. I want to give you guys a full view of everything that we're playing. So
that is very cool.
I like that one quite a bit. It does have that damage shield on there, so very, very good for new characters playing. You get that extra little bonus of damage. So the next thing we got is the Skeleton Valet. Treasured heirloom, no trade, or no value, I should say. Target is self-only, and duration is 1 day. Summons a pet skeletal valet. I don't know what he does. I don't think he actually does anything. I think he's just a pet that follows you around. But very, very cool.
He should carry stuff. Carry stuff. Open doors and stuff. Park your car.
That's the pack horse. You can get the pack horse who will actually go off and harvest resources from trade skill places like ore and roots and things of that sort, and bring them back to you. So that's kind of a cool thing. But we don't have that here yet. So
valet
or valet, however you want to say it. There we go. That didn't seem like it came through right.
Whoa, a tamed dirty word it tries.
Right, that's why it didn't work. So it filtered it because it doesn't like its own word that it put into the game for you. So
a tamed cockatrice, guys.
It is available in a few colors. Examine this item to select your pet. So we're not going to do that on this one. But yeah, you can get another pet from that one, which is kind of cool. Again, a lot of different items you can get, a lot of different kinds of pets. Let's go ahead and put a few more up. Highland Stalker Mount is the next one.
Ooh, I like the mounts.
I don't think you can see this one though. Yeah, you can't see this one. But again, it's just it's just a stalker. You guys have seen those before in the past. Where is it?
Now, is that the black wolf thing that was on our other playthrough? Or is it a cat? Okay, all right. That's what I thought. It's a wolf-like thing. Okay.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and put this next one down here. Actually, I'm not even clicked on anything right there. Here we go. So I'll let our friend read this one out to you guys.
Oh, okay. Sentinel's Fate, Guardian of the Reasoned Armor Crate. Unpack this armor crate to receive the Guardian of the Reasoned Appearance armor. All right, let's check it out, guys.
I like that one. If I was playing an Erudite or Rudiite, I would like that one on my character. It's very caster-esque, but armor kind of looking to it as well.
Does not look good on my ogre at all, guys, but it is an impressive armor set. I like it.
It doesn't look good on your ogre. There's very few things that look good on an ogre. It's a hard way to judge, but
that's intelligent looking gear, and my ogre is not meant to be wearing stuff like this.
Yeah, it's very caster kind of look to it, I think. But we also got the 3-month subscription crate. So after you've been, had a subscription on EverQuest for 3 months, you get this little cloak right here. It's actually kind of cool, very useful cloak to boot, because it has Sayful, or Featherful, I should say.
Oh, I like that.
A little lightning on the back of it. Oh. Now, if you look at the stats, it actually has Featherfall and Growth, which reduces maximum falling speed of caster. So if you jump off of a cliff, you will pleasantly find that you will float down like Mary Poppins with her umbrella. Very cool. You won't get hurt on the ground when you hit. Unfortunately, you can't sing to little children and tell them to drink and eat spoonfuls of sugar. Doesn't work. You're gonna get arrested. Don't do it, guys.
No, you can go out and feed feed strange sugar to little kids, guys. Go for
Yeah,
it.
yeah. You do that. You let them know that Beelzebub told you to do that, and not me. Not going to jail on that one. That's all you guys. So this one, the growth actually enlarges caster by 34.1%. The casting time of growth is 2 seconds, and the reuse time of the spell is 2 seconds. So you're probably thinking, why would I want to make myself 34.1% bigger? Well, because it's cool. You know, why wouldn't you want to
Why
make
wouldn't
yourself,
you? Yeah, why
right?
wouldn't you want to? Yeah,
Can
an
you?
ogre my size growing 31%, guys, I would be like 12, 13 feet tall inside the game. It would be awesome.
And he'd be able to sit on like an entire raid group and just massacre every single one of them.
But
And
now
don't
for his little vampire, it wouldn't do much. You're right. I mean, it wouldn't do much for the vampire. I'd still be taller than him. So.
it'd make me about your size, I think. Like if I did
It'd be
that.
close, yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of cool just to mess around with. A lot of this stuff doesn't actually hold a lot of purposes in the game, and that's kind of the reason I like it. I don't like items that you either have to pay for or earn in some way by paying money that really affect the game. This is just cool little rewards that you get for being a loyal customer, for actually helping the company grow and stay afloat, and I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Perfect rewards. I agree.
Right.
I mean,
You could go ahead. I thought you had more to say now, but yeah, it's a great little thing to have, and the cloak looks kind of cool too. I mean, it may not be the greatest looking cloak, and it may not go with your outfit, but the fact that it has those stats is pretty cool. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about, I'm going to let Beelzebub actually read this off to you guys.
all right, this is Superior Potion of the Advanced, guys, and we've seen these kind of potions before, but when used, this magical potion grants the user a bonus all experience, adventuring, trade skill, alternate advancement, earned for 2 hours. So basically, it gives you all of that stuff increases by 100% when you drink this potion, and that lasts for 2 hours. So if you want to go out and get some really fast, really good experience, guys, this is a potion for you.
Now, the next thing we have, and the reason we're taking turns is also we're doing this video together, but neither one of us could probably talk throughout the entire video without our voices probably giving out. It's a very long video to do all of this. It's tons and tons of rewards. So we take turns back and forth. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. Definitely helps give us a break. But the next thing we're going to talk about is the Master Grand, which is something that can be placed in your house. It does have rent status reduction by 300, and basically it's a piano.
That's a piano.
It's very, very cool. I like it quite a bit. And if you get some plushies to put in your house, for those of you who aren't familiar with plushies, they're basically inanimate objects that move around slightly. You know, like a skeleton, his arms will kind of sway, or he may slowly move from side to side a little bit. You can put them in front of these things and actually create kind of a look of animation, like there's actually something going on. So it's not just house items, it's not just there for looks. There is a certain skill involved, and you have to spend a lot of time to get this stuff down, but it's definitely very cool. So
you know what would be even cooler is if when you clicked on it, it would play a tune.
they do have one like that during the Halloween event. I don't think this one does that, but there is one that does. It plays creepy music. I guarantee you, the Halloween event, when it comes around, guys, definitely going to check it out. One of my favorite holidays of all time, right behind Christmas. So we're going to do that one as soon as possible. But until the meantime, we're going to go through this stuff, which is, I think, equally kind of cool. So we'll let Beelzebub read the next one, which is the Green Journeyman's Cloak and Potion Pack.
Okay, and it basically it's what he just said. It contains the Green Journeyman's Cloak. So let's take a look at the cloak.
And this is the cloak that my brother used to wear all the time. He
Ooh,
played a
very
druid,
nice.
and he loved having green armor. He thought that if you played as a druid, you should be green, you should be with nature. And so this is the one that he liked the best, and it's pretty much the only green cloak in the entire game. There's one other one in the game, but it's not dark green. It's actually like a light, almost putrid, lemony, weird green color, neon. It's a weird color. I guarantee you guys, you've probably never seen anything like it, and it doesn't match anything else in the game. There's not one other green color like that. So this is pretty much your only option if you want a green cloak that doesn't make you want to puke every time you see it. So it's kind of cool. I like it a lot.
I like it too.
And the next thing is the Flask of Advancement, which adds AA experience for trade skills, combats, and AAs, of course, by 20%. Not too great, but not too bad either.
But it'll last for 4 hours, and you have 3 of them.
Right. So every little bit helps. But again, you can only have one cloak on at a time, or not one cloak, one potion on at a time. So if you got a better potion, you can use that. But this basically is for groups that aren't as good as others, and you can get a little bit extra experience. But if the group breaks up, you're not really missing out on too much. So the next thing is the Velicious Winter Pack, or Velious Winter Rewards, and it's a December treasured, and it's pretty cool. Codane Butler. This item can be placed in your house. Rent status reduction by
Ooh.
500.
Oh, he looks neat, guys. Check him out.
And this is a plushie. This is what I was talking about before. He has an illusion to him. You can kind of see the ice illusion falling off of him. That's the exact same illusion we talked about earlier with the gloves. This is the kind of like frost, almost evaporation coming off of him because he's so cold compared to the environment around him. You also get a picture, the scars of Velious, which is kind of cool. It has the chick from Noriath, or the girl, woman, or whatever you want to say. I don't mean to offend anybody out there.
The hottie.
Yeah, because that doesn't offend anybody.
Hey, she's
perfect.
hot. What can I say? She's hot.
And there's actually I think there's like 2 women who play her in real life at the convention. So they've managed to do really, really well about picking people who are very close to the characters they created in their minds, which has to be an amazing thing for a programmer to create a character from fiction and then find out there's somebody out there who actually looks like your wildest dream, and then see them in person. So
I would very much like to meet those 2 ladies.
Right. You can meet them. You can take pictures with them. Just be careful with the bodyguards, guys. I'm not even kidding on that.
I just want to meet them. I just want to meet them.
Yeah. Be careful with the bodyguards. only warning you guys twice. The rest of it is on you. Yeah, just I've seen people. I've seen things. So dragon behind in the background, and a little dwarf right here on the left. Kind of cool. It's not too bad. It does add 1,000 rent status reductions, which is pretty nice. At least it was back in the day. Maybe not so much anymore, but at the time, that was something pretty big. People actually went out and spent quite a bit of platinum trying to find status reductions. Now the next item, I'm going to let our friend here read it out to you.
All right, the next item is the Winter Wolf, and he is heirloom, no value. Call Winter Wolf. Charges are unlimited. So basically, this is another mount, guys. But now there's a difference between the other mounts that we've been reading and this mount. This mount only increases your ground speed by 130% instead of 135%. But it still gives you a 5-point increase in focus, disruption, administration, subjugation, ordination, slashing, piercing, crushing, aggression, and ranged.
And for
let's take a look at it.
And for those of you who like being cold, this is definitely the mount for you. He's frozen. He's going to make you frozen, and he breathes out this like frozen exhaust vapor from his mouth. It's very, very cool. I like this one a lot. I wish the color was a little bit more varied. You know, a pure white mount is just kind of overpowering in just how white it is. If it had a little bit of texture on the mains and things, I think it would pop a little bit more, but unfortunately it does not. Now the next one is something kind of simple. It's not too bad. Again, it's the Velicious or Velious Winter Rewards, January Treasures. You get, I'll let you actually read this out to them.
All right, the first one you get is a Superior Potion of the Advanced. And duration is 2 hours. You get 1 charge. It fits in your slot charm, or it's optional. You can just click it in your bags. And it applies Superior Potion of the Advanced when activated, lasts for 2 hours. And once again, guys, it increases trait skill, combat, and AA experience by 100%. Can only be used once per character, so you got to be careful with that. And you can only have 1 experience potion active at a time.
You're going to love this next one.
All right, let's check out the next one. Ice Wolf Pup. Oh, man, then we can view it. So let's check out the Ice Wolf Pup, guys. Oh, no.
So
cute.
What's
up, little guy?
Right.
What's up, little guy? Oh, my God.
He's cool. I like that guy.
Oh, yeah, he is. To have that thing following you around, guys, especially if you're a druid who can turn into a werewolf.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I like that a lot.
So they got some pretty cool stuff in here. Not exactly, like I said, really useful on some of this, but just the same is kind of nice. Now this one is the veteran reward for 1 month. After you have been a member or been a subscriber for at least 1 month, you get this reward. It's Wand of Forgiveness.
I actually have this one too, guys. I actually have this right now. This is my latest claim reward right here.
And that's because it actually works with your EverQuest 1 account. So if you had an EverQuest 1 account way back when, and you're coming to EverQuest 2, say you played EverQuest 1 for 10 years and you come over to EverQuest 2, you will have your veteran rewards for 10 years because you played on their servers. It doesn't matter which game to them, they just care that you were a loyal customer, that you helped grow their company because you liked their product. And that's like the best, compliment you can give any company is you like their product and you paid for it. There's a lot of ways around that, and unfortunately nowadays a lot of people take advantage of that. But for those of you who are faithful and actually help, the companies that you really, really enjoy to produce more content, they're giving back to you guys, and this is something that's kind of nice. This removes experience debt when used. So when you die in this game, you don't lose experience like you used to. What you do is you accumulate experience debt. Now, what experience debt really is when you go off and kill an enemy, you get a certain amount of experience. A portion of that experience will go towards your experience bar, and a portion of that experience will go towards your experience debt. It's almost like you're getting a paycheck, you owe bills, so a portion of it goes to you and a portion of it goes to your debt to pay off your bills. You're still always constantly making experience. There's no point in the game that you could possibly get to, even with 100% debt, that you will not make experience. You can still level with experience debt, you just slowly pay it off. This wand will get rid of it altogether. There's another way to get rid of it, which is just to stop fighting, just log off or go do something else, trade skills or whatnot. Every hour that you're not attacking or in combat, your experience debt will go down by 1%. I believe it's 1% for every hour. So if you have 100% experience debt because of some really nasty raid, after 100 hours your experience debt is completely gone. That sounds mind-boggling, but then again, to get to 100% experience debt, you probably would have to have died like 1,000 times, and that's mind-boggling. So chances are you're not even going to get that close. The next thing on this item is the Filled Repair Kit. Repairs armor that is currently equipped in your inventory or in your overflow slot. Now, for those of you, again, who aren't familiar with dying, you get the experience debt. You also lose a little bit of damage on your armor when you die. So your armor will be at 100%. It won't show a condition on your armor when it's at 100%. It's just your armor. But when you die, you'll all of a sudden see like 90% armor condition, 80%, 70%. Used to be if you had legendary armor, it only went down by 5% every time you died, but I think they took that out. So I think it's just 10% every time you die. At 0% of your condition of your armor, you can no longer wear any of it until you repair it. So
I'm going to show you right now, guys. I'm going to show you right now what he's talking about. If you'll look on my channel, you see my screen. The condition of all of my armor right now is 90% because I died earlier. AC Gamer actually let me die, guys. He was laughing as he watched me die. I was like, no, AC Gamer, no.
I pushed him down this giant well, and he just, fell down there, and he couldn't get back out. I saw him jumping around like a little hyena, but it was hilarious, guys. Go watch that video. It's actually really funny.
So as you can see, everything on here is 90% damage. And actually, I got the 1 month veteran reward. So I've got the Filled Repair Kit, and we're gonna use this and see how it works. So I right click on it, I click Use, and you see the bar down there with the repair. And now all of my armor is back to normal, guys. As I show you, the red goes away. Very nice. So that's how that's used right there.
And keep in mind that will repair your armor from 0% to 100%. So you want to really wait until absolutely necessary to use. Now, Beelzebub used that so that you guys could see what that did, but normally you would want to wait on that. Plus, you can always run to an NPC and repair it there. It costs a little bit of coin. It costs more and more coin depending on the level of your armor and how good it is. You can also put down mender bots if you have a skill in tinkering. And if somebody in your group has skills at tinkering and puts down the mender bot, everybody in your group can then use it. So you don't yourself necessarily have to actually do that. It does cost a little bit more at mender bots to repair. The third one is a weapons rack, which can be placed in your house. Doesn't actually have any status effects or anything. It's just there for looks. As you can see, it's kind of cool. You got some bows, you got some swords, a club, a dagger, a spear, basically a little bit of every item that you can put in there. So if you want to create yourself an armory in your house, this is the first step to doing that. I think it's kind of cool that they have that kind of item in here.
Oh, very nice.
So let's see, that was 1 month, right? Yes.
Yes.
So we want to do 1 week, 1 year, and 18 months. So let's go ahead and push this down here so that everybody can see. I'll let you read that off.
1 week. Okay, veteran reward for 1 week is a Drink of the Wise. Now, the Drink of the Wise is a blessed experience, charge 1. And basically, guys, it's just like the other potions we've been talking about. It increases your combat, AA, and trade skill experience by 55% for 30 minutes. So it's one of the weaker ones, but still, guys, having this active and going out and doing stuff, and it's definitely you're gonna notice the experience bump. I promise you.
Now, the next one is the 1-year reward. Again, that's 1 year with Sony. Of course, it's Daybreak Games now, but at the time it was Sony. So 1 year with Sony, whether it's EverQuest 1 or EverQuest 2. I think they even integrated into all their other games as well. So if you're coming from another Sony game, you might actually have this on your character. So
I do. Yes, I do.
So go ahead. I'll let you...
Okay, Draft of the Wise, basically the same thing as I just read, guys. The same kind of potion. Only this one gives you combat, AA, and trade skill experience of 110%, which is very nice. And you get 6 of these. So I have 6 of these potions. Haven't used one yet. I'm probably going to save mine until we get up, me and Onions get up to about level 80 or level 90. Because I don't know if it's like EverQuest Live, but on EverQuest Live now, when I solo at level 79, the experience comes really slowly.
No.
And I could really, yeah, so.
It's not like that on this one. EverQuest 2... at every stage of the way, the experience is pretty much the same. You're going to level pretty quickly throughout the entire game. It's really about getting to max content so you can start going on to really cool groups and dungeons and raids, which is really where all the fun is at. Not that leveling isn't fun. For me, it's extremely fun, but for most people, they just kind of rush through that part. So you can use this at any point of the way. It doesn't really matter. The only thing it's going to affect you is you're going to spend less time in certain zones, which may be perfectly fine with you. Now, the next part is the title, The Loyal. For those of you who are not familiar with titles, you can come down to the right-hand bar on the screen, click on your character tab, and go to your options. Under options, you will see that your character's name, you have a last name you can give them, I believe, at level 20, and then you have a prefix and a suffix. You can change these prefixes to the titles that you have earned throughout the game. Now, you can earn titles several different ways. If you kill, I think it's like 1,000 gnolls or 1,000 skeletons or 1,000 whatever, you get a title that says like Slayer of Skeletons. If you kill like 10,000 or 100,000, or I think there's even 1,000,000, which is going to take you forever to get, there's another title every step of the way. And then for this, for the red reward, they give you the title The Loyal, which is the only way to get that.
Now, did my title change?
It sure did. Slayer Crusher.
Yeah.
So basically, they realized that if you've been a year-long subscriber, you're very loyal to the company. They're giving you that as a nice little perk. Again, it doesn't make any impact in the game itself, but it is kind of nice to have. It definitely shows off that you are an EQ player. You are somebody who is in it for the long haul, which is, for those of us that like MMOs, is kind of cool to show off. It's kind of nice to be a little different from the rest of the pack, which can be very, very hard to do in some of these games. So I'll let
All right,
you
next,
read that.
guys, we have the veteran reward, 18 months. Our first thing is a fancy firework. Treasure, no trade. Charges unlimited, so he could shoot his fireworks off as much as he wanted to. Applies fancy firework when activated, lasts for 3 seconds. Launches a firework when used. Now, I wish we could check that out.
Well, there's no reason we can't. It's one per character, so let me go ahead and claim that one.
Oh, yeah, he's going to show us, guys. Sweet.
You have chosen to give this character an 18th month veteran reward. Yes, I did. So let's go into... Oh, great. Here's the hard part, is finding out where it is in my bags. There it is.
All right, let's go. Let's zoom way back so we can get the full effect of this firework he's about to shoot off.
So once you get it, you actually have to click on it and say, in fact, let me close all these windows down so you guys get a nice little view. Once you get it, you actually have to click on it and say unpack. Once it unpacks it, it will put it in your inventory somewhere. Not in the same slot, obviously. And here it is right here. You get the fireworks. So let's go ahead and click on it and say use. Here they go. And you can
do it again.
You can use that as many times as you guys want. And this is just one of like thousands of different types of fireworks. There are, I kid you not, So many different illusions for fireworks. Some of them go really high. Some of them burst open into different animal-like looks. You can get ones that I've seen that have like donkey looks or hearts or stars. They kind of hover there for a little while because it is a game that has magic. They do kind of explain it away in that regard, that the fireworks have been imbued with like a magic spell to give them illusion for a little bit longer. It's definitely kind of cool just to play around with. If you ever get bored, or if you go to like an in-game wedding, or you are in a raid and somebody gets a really, really cool piece of equipment, pop this sucker off and people are all dancing around and they really get into the mood of it. Especially when you have 15 or 20 people using this exact same one, or ones like it. You can imagine just how much lag your computer is going to get on that one.
Now, the next item we have in this Veteran Reward 18-month box, guys, is a pirate flag. And we can actually view this, so let's take a look at the pirate flag. Oh, wow, that is very colorful. The hat looks kind of ridiculous, so if they'd left the purple hat off, it might be a lot cooler, but I don't know, some people may like the purple hat.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, it is kind of a little wacky, but for that purpose, somebody may find that to be actually what they're looking for.
Now, if I'm going to get raped and pillaged by pirates, I want them to have a sense of humor. And this shows you right here, guys, that these pirates were about to kill you, rape you, and then throw you overboard, feed you to the sharks, definitely have a nice sense of humor.
See, if it was me and I was going to be raped or murdered by pirates, I would choose none of the above and choose to run away, because neither one of those options is acceptable to me, especially the former. I'm not going that route for sure. They're going to have to kill me first. Then what they do to me, I don't care. Especially if they're wearing hats like this. You know the first is coming. So I am going to get plenty of hate mail for that, guys. Do apologize. Just a joke, which is probably making it worse. But yeah, I'm stopping. Draft of the Wise is the 2-year veteran reward right there. And I'm going to let my friend over here read it to you guys.
Okay, this is another experience gain potion, guys. And this one charge, but this only lasts for 1 hour. But this gives you a combat, AA, and trade skill experience gain of 110%. So that's very nice. Let's go to the next one. The next one is a magic makeover mirror. Now, as AC Gamer said in the last video, basically this allows you to change the appearance of your character in the game. So you can go back and make my ogre look a little bit more ugly than what he does now, which is probably would be impossible because I think I made him as ugly as he possibly could look.
I second that one.
And the third and final, guys, is another title, The Dedicated. Now, as you'll have to see, go to AC Gamer's video and you'll see that I changed my title to Slayer. So now I'm Slayer Crusher. I'm the Slayer Crusher. So,
now, you guys may notice that some of these items overlap. You're getting the same items in different rewards. Now, the thing to keep in mind is that at this point in the game, all these rewards are already out. But when they were coming out piecemeal, one at a time. And then later on, they would add other expansions, and people have already used those old items that they liked, and they want it back again. So they would give you another set of them. Now, you get like 15 mirrors. You don't need that many. You only need a couple of them. But before, it was just something they progressed with, and they never went back and changed for reasons. They didn't want to change it so that players who already claimed it now don't have the new stuff, which actually makes a lot of sense. You don't want to tick off the people who have been paying the most for the longest period of time. So. Now, your 3-month reward, I should say, is Reforming Stone. Treasured, no trade, no value. The Reforming charges 1 and applies the Reforming when activated. Lasts for 1 second. I believe that allows you to re-roll your character from scratch. So if you don't like being a Shadow Knight, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me because I don't think you get to keep your level. I may be wrong on that one. That may be the only reason to do it if you got to like level 60 and you want to re-roll your class but not lose all the 60 levels that you gathered. You could use this one, but you know, if you've gotten to that point, or if you're not even close to that point, my suggestion would be just to start another character, because you never know when you're going to want to come back to that guy. Once you change it, you can't come back from it. So I would just suggest starting over rather than using this, but that's just my suggestion. Another one is the basic fireworks. This is another kind of firework that you can use. It's unlimited as well. It actually has a different illusion. What is this, the 3-month one? Mm-hmm. Where is that? 1 per character. I'll go ahead and claim that so you guys can see that as well. And you go ahead and read off the next one. I'll get ready for the fireworks.
Okay, we're going to show you the next item in this reward, guys, and it's your future tombstone. And we're allowed to look at this one, so let's click it, and there is my future tombstone. It doesn't say Crusher on it, so maybe it's not mine. Maybe it's actually Unyos's, if he ever messes with me.
What? It doesn't actually have anything written on it. That's true.
No. So, I guess we have to carve that on there when we kill each other, which we never will do because we are friends.
Okay, so here we go. Let me close this down so you guys don't have a lot of boxes on the screen. And I will do the fancy firework first, the one that you guys have already seen, just to refresh your memory. Very kind of cool looking. And now I use the normal, basic firework.
Ooh, I like that one better.
So that one basically just explodes right on top of me. I'm sure I have singed fingers right now and I need to go to the hospital. But kind of cool to have. I mean, as I said before, there's a lot of different illusions. So again, if you had 10 or 15 guys, each with something different, going off all at the exact same time, yeah, you're probably gonna crash your computer unless you can handle it. But it's very, very cool to see, regardless of that fact. So let's go back into our claim rewards. I believe we have the 3-year one, which you can go ahead and read off.
It starts off with Draft of the Wise, guys, which is another experience gain. Combat, AA, trade skill experience by 110%. It lasts for 1 hour. It has 1 charge, but you get 6 potions. The next thing we go to is another title, The Distinguished. Okay, the third thing in that box is the Ancestral Scroll. Once claimed, the Ancestral Scroll can be examined to grant you EverQuest Server Heritage title. That sounds pretty cool, guys. And on the fourth one is a Veterans Display Case. Capacity 40. Reduces broker commission by 50%. So now AC Gamer will have to explain this item a little bit more to us.
Which I will do in just a second. What I want to talk about first, though, is the fact that you can get a scroll here to affect your EverQuest 1 account. Now, as I said before, they are linked.
Really?
Yeah, so you can actually you can use this item in this game to affect your EverQuest 1 account. So even if you don't play EverQuest 2, but you play EverQuest 1, the only way to get this is to log into EverQuest 2, claim this reward, use it, and then go back to EverQuest 1. And then you will have that title. So as soon as Beelzebub has been playing the game on his account for 3 years, he lost his original account, by the way, guys. He's a long-term player for EverQuest, but unfortunately he lost that account, and he can't get access to it again. So otherwise he probably would have the ability to get this one, which is kind of cool. I like the fact that they are like kind of linked together, although not very many people play both EverQuest Live and EverQuest 2. They're very, very different games.
Like AC Gamer. AC Gamer doesn't play EverQuest Live.
Right. But it's very, very cool. I still like that. Now, the Veteran Display Case is something you can stick in your broker's window, and that will reduce the broker's commission by 50%. Now, the broker, is a NPC. He's a computer player who sells your items to other players. They do searches. Pretty much players themselves are putting the items up for sale. They mark the price they want it. Another player does a search on the marketplace, sees the item for sale, clicks the little button and buys it. The computer does absolutely nothing whatsoever, but he takes a piece of the profits. That's the way it is.
Just like real life,
yep,
guys. Just like real life.
Exactly. So he's basically the government. He's taking his taxes. This thing, however, is something the IRS would hate because you actually reduce how much taxes you have to pay per item, which is very, very cool.
Half.
Yeah. There's some a little higher than that, too. There's even some that give you 100% reduce on your commission for the items.
I want that, guys. That is such a cool item. I sell a lot of stuff on my Necromancer, on my other character, and to not have to pay that commission by 50% is something that my Necromancer would greatly enjoy.
And it's not a huge amount that you have to pay in commission, but the fact that you don't have to pay anything commission means the person buying it from you can buy it for cheaper because it includes that in the price when it's listed. So you'll see that your price or your thing comes up first. Now, another cool thing about this is these veteran displays cases, if they're still the same way they used to be, can be put inside your house. So they go both inside your house and in the little window, and then you can put items for sale in those things. And if somebody decides that, hey, I like that item that you're selling for, say, 10,000 platinum, 50% off is still nice, but it's not as nice as I want, I'll go to where your room is. It's listed on the broker where your room is at, where that display case is listed in that room. They will go to that room, click on your room, your house, and say visit. Now, if you have it open up to the public, they will come inside your house, go to that display case, click on it, and they will see all the items you have for sale. And they can buy it directly from you with no commission to the broker whatsoever. It takes a little bit more effort on their part because they have to travel to your house and buy it there. But again, if it's worth 10,000 platinum, a commission for, you know, even 50% could be several hundred platinum, which again, taking a 5-minute or 10-minute run over to somebody's house is well worth it. Now we do have the 4-year commission or 4-year reward right here, which is kind of nice, and I'll let our friend here read it out to you guys.
All right, guys. The 4-year veteran reward contains title The Zealous, Mystic Moppet Billy. Let's take a look at. Well, actually, okay. Mystic Moppet Billy is a disguise, so the charges are unlimited. Level 1 charm optional. Applies Mystic Moppet disguise when activated. Shape change caster into the form of Mystic Moppet. Shrinks caster by 40%. Okay, so can we look at that? Can we control click it?
Yes,
we can, guys. Oh wow! What's that game?
The one you like?
No, the game that was Sackboy. Is it? No, not.
I don't. He looks like a voodoo doll to me. He's he's made out of like a sack of potatoes, and I don't know what kind of hair that is. It's not like a mop, but it's something else. It's cool looking. I like it.
Yeah, that is nice. All right, then the very next is a treasure hoard, guys. Can we? Yeah, we can click on this too. This treasure chest, rent coin reduction 25%. I don't know what that means. We'll get AC Gamer to explain it to us when we're done looking at it. This treasure chest symbolizes your amassed wealth as an accomplished citizen of Norath. This object reduces the coin upkeep of your. Okay, it reduces the upkeep of your home by 25% when placed within it.
And that's 25%, guys. So that if you have a home that is giving you an upkeep of, say, 15 platinum every week, that's 25% less platinum you have to pay every week to have that home. This does not, however, work in guild halls. Keep that in mind, guys. If it did, nobody would ever pay anything on upkeep, because you can have multiple people put these in your house, and I believe they stack. So if you have 4 friends or 4 characters that you want to load up onto and claim with each one of your veteran rewards, and then put that chest in one of your characters' houses, I believe, at least back in the day, it worked this way, that you didn't have to pay any rent on that house. They probably fixed that little loophole, but perhaps it's still there. And then, of course, you get the Draft of the Wise, which is 110% on all your experience, AP, and crafting.
Now, guys, leave a comment in the comment section on whether or not you would like to have a chest that looked like that in your house. I, for one, would love to have a chest that looked like that to keep myself in.
Now, the veteran reward for your 5-year is pretty nice. Now, you get the pixel on a string, which is one of the things that my brother used to love to run around with him. Basically, it's a shiny that follows you around. It looks exactly like a shiny on the ground, and he used to love to have it because it would trick everybody in every group or every raid that you would have. People wouldn't be paying attention. They'd be all clustered on top of each other, and they would see a shiny on the floor. It'd actually be his pet, and they would just be sitting there clicking on it, wondering why they can't get it to work. People need to move, get off of the shiny. I want my shiny. Give me my shiny. And it would be a pet, and he would just be sitting there laughing his head off, and just it was endless amounts of fun for him. So if you're kind of like that, you may find that this is the pet for you. It's a pet that follows you around that looks like a shiny. It's a really amazing thing to have for people like that. Now, you get the 5-year fireworks, which again is 1 per character, so I'll go ahead and claim that while Beelzebub reads off the rest of the text, and I get ready for that.
All right, guys, we have another Draft of the Sage, which just is an upgraded Draft of the Wise. This one lasts for 2 hours instead of 1 hour, and it gives you combat, AA, and trade skill experience of 110% gain. So those are very nice, and you get 6 of them with the 5-year reward. And the final thing we have here is the Orb of Concentrated Memories. Concentrated Memories, charges are unlimited, level 4, applies Concentrated Memories when activated, and AC Game it to us.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the first one, go to the second one, and then we'll go to the new one just to give you guys a refresher on what they look like. There we go right there. That's the first one. This is the second one. That's the normal, the basic firework. The first one was the fancy firework. And this one's going to be the 5-year firework. So get ready. Oh yeah.
Whoa! Whoa!
Y- You
Okay,
can
do
see
that one again.
that
Yeah,
one goes off really far in the distance. I'll have to zoom out quite a bit for you guys to get a real good view of that one. Actually, I'll zoom all the way in and give you a first-person view because otherwise I don't think you'll be able to see it that well.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
5-year reward, guys. The best out of all of them. Of course, again, I think the ultimate thing would be to have people using like 10 of these, while some other people were using some of the basics that are
Where are they
normal.
exploding at? I can't see them on my screen.
At the very top of the roof, like you have to look directly straight up as far as you can. In fact, I think his
Okay.
neck is about to break. He can't go up any further.
All right, try it one more time, brother.
See him?
No. Oh, there they go.
Do it again here. Well, only a few of them went off that time. It's
Yeah,
like
that's
real life.
weird.
I think it's because we're in a cave and some of them are going through the wall because it's so big.
Do it one more time, right there. I think I can see it now.
Actually, you probably can see a better picture of it than I can.
Mm.
Did you get it?
Yeah, but they're not exploding for me, which is weird. It's probably just a glitch, guys. We'll check that one out again at a later date. 5-year firework. You think that would be the most impressive of the three?
It is pretty, actually, I think. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and end the episode there because we don't want to make these too long. So this will be the second part. We still have another 20 or 30 to get through, which will take probably another hour. I do apologize for the duration of how long this is taking, but again, it is claim rewards for over, at least 10 to 12 years of accumulation of, expansion after year after year. So there's a lot to get through, and unfortunately, not a lot of people actually concentrate or do videos showing you guys the stuff you get. Again, AC Gamer and Beelzebub want to thank you guys for watching. That's both of us. Just referred to ourselves in the third person. Yes, I did. And if you want to, you can leave comments down below. We always love hearing back from you guys on what you thought of these claim rewards. Did you like any of them? Did you think some of them should have been taken out of the game? Did you not agree with something? Let us know. We'd like to hear back from you guys, as well as we want to thank you for watching. Thanks again, guys, and we'll catch you next time.
Leave a comment, subscribe.